Welcome to the Round 7 podcast for this week. Joining me as always is Enno. How you going, Enno?
Hey Jords, how are you, mate?
Going very well, very well. Had a decent week this week. No Whitfield helped me again, so I think you had Clark covering him. So that's
Yeah.
why I got you there. 2,137 into rank 301. So how about yourself?
Well, we were the same last week. In contrast, I scored 2,055 and fell 300 spots to 760 something. So, yeah, the Whitfield injuries hurt me, but that's all right. We'll get it back up. There's no much difference at all between, the top few thousand. So, that's how we all trade from now.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's nothing, I think a couple, 80 points between us two. So
Yeah.
it's nothing really. So to start off, we'll talk about the upgrade targets because we want to talk about the big dogs first. And starting in defence, so the three we can talk about are Lloyd, Whitfield, and Ryan. Ryan is a really interesting one. So he's a bit up and down. So for me, I'm looking at him. I'm thinking about it. Probably prefer Sicily and Hearn, but I think it's better. I'm looking at getting him in if he comes off a few bad games. What about yourself?
Yeah, you just sit and watch for me for a bit longer. I mean, if he keeps pumping out big scores, you can't ignore him, but he does tend to throw in that low 50 or 60 for whatever reason. I don't really know, but yeah, just sit and watch for now.
Yeah, as long as he keeps that haircut, scores well, then he should keep going. So Jake Lloyd, we talk about him every week. For me, he's still the number one guy, but he's actually dropped off a little bit in the last 3 weeks, which is unfortunate for you because you have him or brought him in.
I only got him in this week, and I was looking at during the second quarter, and he's on about 20 or something, and I was going, "You're kidding, of course," but he got to the ton, so you can't complain with that. Still happy I brought him in.
Yeah, can't complain. Just a few points off what he should be doing, really. But at any point in time, he can kind of explode. And I think they have a defender out this week. I can't remember his name, but so more points for Lloyd. That's it, Cunningham. So Cunningham was filling in for McVeigh. So I want to get him in maybe next week. Just maybe hold off because his break even's 130. But still, I think the number one man is Lloyd in defence.
Great there.
And for a cheaper option, I still think if you don't have Whitfield, pretty much just wait for him to play 2 games. I'm not sure he'll play this week. He has to get through training on, I believe it's Thursday, but we'll see how he goes. So definitely a must-have. Yeah. Yeah, it's very good for me. So next we can talk about the forward line and a couple really interesting options. So Caleb Daniel, I think he's really he's pretty much already established himself now. It took us a while to get around it, how good he is. I think you were on him early. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, he's been unbelievable. He's not just winning ball at halfback, it's also just up the ground as well. He's starting slow and he's just pumping out a big final 3 quarters. So yeah, big fan of Daniel. Can't speak highly of him enough. And another dog is Josh Dunkley. This is a really interesting proposition, I think, because Liberatore looked pretty cooked on the weekend, but possibly because of role. So Liver he's still got a bit of mid-time. I think 13 CBAs, centre bounce attendances. So, but just wasn't tackling and still spent a fair bit of time forward. So we know what Dunkley can do, but we also know what Lucas Beveridge can do. So do you have any thoughts on one Josh Dunkley?
Yeah. For me, it's stay away. I don't really want to play. If I was to go for 2, I'd still go Caleb Daniel. I don't have either of them. I know Caleb's about 500k now. Dunkley's down to 480, but the thing with Dunkley is I want to see him play one more good week probably, but then that means if he scores well, his break even's only 50, so he's going to go up to 500k anyway. So yeah, it's Daniel over Dunkley for me.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I'm actually interested in Dunkley because I know what he did at the end of last year, 130 over the final 5 games.
Yeah.
He can play. He's just that ball in the midfield for him. I think it's kind of dependent on Libba. If Libba's injured, which is I just made that up, I'd look to get him in, to be honest. I still think Daniel first. But I think this could be a move where his ceiling is pretty decent, and I don't mind going for him. 580's it's an okay price.
You reckon it's now or never, or can you wait on?
It's hard because you don't know with Beveridge. I don't think it's now or never. I still think 500k is an okay price for him. He's coming off playing your boys Richmond, who leak like a tap, league points so much. So the verdict on Dunkley is not urgent, but I think it's okay. And you're more to the know, I'm thinking.
Yeah, just for now. Yeah.
Fair enough. The upside is there, but can understand the risk. Now, one guy you do not hassle is the Hoff, Justin Westhoff. He was a gun last year, but this year not so much, but starting to come good. So he's 400k. If you have Gordon Grundy, you can use him as your R3 if you have Bynes as well. During their buy round. I'm going to pass on the Hoff, but I am kind of thinking about it. I just think I was listening to Frico speak this week, and he was saying he's still got most of his touches in the forward half, or forward quite a fair bit in the forward 50 as well. So I think that's not really sustainable. But you never know. He covered a lot of ground. He covered 15 Ks, so yeah, he can definitely find the pill, but I'm not sure. What are you thinking?
What did he have? He had 30 touches, didn't he?
29.
Yeah. But only 108, which is, with what he's doing, I would have thought it'd be a little bit more than that.
I think he butchered it in front of goal.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I really like the ruck cover thing. That is so handy during the buys. I just, I'm not going to trust him in the role right now. Just looking at 30s and 40s makes me a bit,
yeah.
Not for me.
I think that was without Marshall in the side.
It was, yeah. At any time, I don't know. Is Dixon coming back soon?
It says indefinite on the injury list, so who knows? Not sure. I can't find it, but I think he kicked 1 goal 3. But nonetheless, I don't mind it. The thing is, Westhoff pays off straight away if one of your rucks miss a week or two.
Yeah.
So,
I think it would be a move you'd do if you were 30, 40, 50,000 ranked and you wanted to do something different. But in our position, I think, too risky.
Yeah, just his floor is a bit low for the time being.
Yeah.
So 2 key forwards we must address, Jeremy Cameron and Tom Hawkins. Just on Cameron, my problem with him is he never plays 22 games.
No, injury prone.
And he's 520k. I think I can get Tim Kelly or Daniel for 20k less.
Yeah.
But Cameron's fixture is pretty easy. He's going to have a couple field days there.
Yeah, looking at the home games against Carlton and Gold Coast is very enticing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Gold Coast are leaking a lot of points. They made Taylor Walker look good, so he's been pretty bad this year. Yeah, I'm passing on Cameron. What about you?
I'm passing on him for now. I want to look at him, put a bit more, of a block together, but after his bye, it could be an option. Round 14 bye, and then...
I think you need him now for the fixture, though.
You believe? So I'm looking at the back end, and it's still...
Oh, really?
Well, there's Brisbane, Richmond, Collingwood, obviously not easy. There's Sydney, Hawthorn, Doggies, and Gold Coast as the last month. So...
Oh, my goodness.
We might have to revisit that at a later date.
I'm just going to pretend he doesn't exist. And just hope he gets injured in the meantime. Or for my own sake, anyway. Tom Hawkins. I like the Hawk. Playing really well. playing, sharing the ball a bit more this year. I think he's always done that, but just I found it a bit more noticeable.
He's
I
a good
actually,
kick too, like field kick, or he actually hits targets inside 52, even if he's not kicking goals. So he's pretty good.
I like this pick, and I think I'm probably going to look at Tim Kelly, who's actually I think he's leading the Brownlow at the moment, but for the same price, I really don't mind the Hawk, especially Geelong always also have a pretty decent fixture coming up.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get him in. I really want to, but it's just not optimal at the moment. Any thoughts on the Hawk? Are you going to get him in?
Look, no, I'm Caleb Daniels, my man, just because I want someone consistent to put in there next to Danger and Heaney at the moment. But again, Geelong's bloody draw looks enticing as well. This is their home games down at Virginia Park for the rest of the year. Bulldogs, Sydney, Adelaide, Saints, North, Carlton. That's their home
Yeah.
games. Are you kidding me?
I think he's another one for me that I'm just going to have to pretend he doesn't exist.
I just think it's post-buy because of so many in that buy round.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can look at afterwards.
So I think I guess it's fine if you want to pick Cameron or Hawkins. I don't mind it at all. I'm not going to, but yeah, definitely wouldn't hold it against you. And I think they could really pay off.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't hold it against anyone.
Okay, so for the midfield, we're going to talk about 5 different players and try and rank them in order if you can. So we have Nathaniel Fife, Adam Treloar, who wouldn't be considered otherwise until Adams went down. So Treloar scores better with Adams. Zach Merritt, the Bont, and McRae. So 5 Treloar, Merritt, Bont, McRae.
Okay.
I can go first if you want.
Yeah, you go. You're throwing this on me.
Nobody. I love McRae.
Yeah.
However, my order is 1. I'm going to say Nathaniel Fife. I think Fremantle are winning a bit more, and he's looked pretty unstoppable so far. So Fife is my 1, even though he's the most injury prone. I just think for his price and his ceiling, and plays Richmond this week, so might even straight captain him. So the next player, I think, I'm going to say Marcus Bontempelli. And I'm still not certain on this, but I think Bont's playing really well. If he had kicked straight this year, I think he'd be averaging nearly 130.
Yeah.
He did kick straight on the weekend.
Yeah.
And he's still getting a fair bit of mid-time as well. Even though he said he's going to go forward, still getting a bit of mid-time. So, and he can still score forward. And then next I have McRae, who I think the past 2 weeks, I think he's been held a bit more accountable this year by his opposition. I know he played on Cripps for about half a game, and Cripps taught him a bit of a lesson. It was just a really rough matchup for him. So, and then I'm going to say Merritt, then Treloar. I like Zach Merritt a lot. He's got his 2 games. I think he played Geelong and Collingwood, so he's got those 2 games out the way.
Yeah.
So I'm still a big fan of Merritt. So yeah, I'm going Fife, Bont, McRae, Merritt, Treloar, but I am a little bit worried about Treloar without Adams.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be without Adams for the whole year, and he's still going to butcher it. So hope for the best.
Mine's pretty similar. Fife, number 1. I'm still having McRae number 2, and Bont. I mean, McRae and Bont are just so neck and neck. Clearly Bont's in better form, but I think they're so close, hard to split them. Merritt after that, and then Treloar again, only because, like you said with Treloar, he butchers it. But I just think Collingwood's too hard to pick. Too many guys in there stealing points, and once Adam's back, it's easy. We see Pendles have 140 and Treloar 90 or 100, and then flip it the next week. Like, I know that's still pretty good, but yeah, I mean, I'll just have the others ahead of him.
That's fair enough. So both our top 4s, Fife, McRae, Bont, Merritt, they all have the first bye. So I think so. They have the bye in round 12, and then round 13 is when you bring one of them in. Yeah. So by then, I think I'm going to get Fife in this week, but I'll be looking at the cheaper player out of Bont and Merritt.
Yep.
So I've pretty much already planned that, unless something else happens.
Yep. Gotcha. Yeah, I like that.
So we can talk about the guys on the bubble. Couple this week, or fair few actually. So it is pretty much double downgrade week, or at least one downgrade week. But I'm probably going to double upgrade. So
how much cash in the bank?
I have 300 in the bank.
Yeah, so you kind of got to. Yep.
So we'll see what happens. We'll talk
You
about
went-
Drew.
You went early on Ainsworth as well.
Yes, hopefully he gets named, but I think he will.
Yeah.
So the first, we can talk about Ainsworth. I haven't seen a lot of him.
I haven't watched him yet.
They do rate him highly internally, and he does play a bit up the ground on the wing, which means he's not a like for like with Harris Andrews. And from what I've heard with Bailey, they don't rate him very much. So Bailey might have to come through the Neefle first. So I think Ainsworth holds his spot.
Yeah, hold on. I was listening to the Supercoach's box podcast, and Hal Payton was saying that Freako tweeted last week that how Zach Bailey was a like for like. Then apparently he was on the Phantoms podcast, this is Freako, yesterday, saying that he went in a week early on Ainsworth. So he's just,
for real?
he's just set everyone up and then got him in a week early, like yourself anyway.
Oh. Dude, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that he went early on Ainsworth. I feel like not many people go early on rookies. For Freako to do it, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
But it's a good stitch up by him, though.
Just thought I'd say that. I thought that was pretty funny.
So I think Ainsworth is the guy you get in mid or defense. Joshy Corbett is the pick of the bunch up forward.
Yeah.
So he's I'd almost say strictly bench option. Maybe this week, if you need cover for Dangerfield, if he's out, because he plays against Melbourne's defence, so he might do something. But I endorse the Corbett pick. I think he great job security and maybe a bit of a slow burn, but carry him throughout the buys. He has the last buy round, so you can hold him up until then.
Yep.
And forget about Larkey and forget about Moore. Larkey's not as good as Corbett, and Moore doesn't have the job security, but probably has a slightly higher ceiling because he can play a bit midfield.
Yeah, he just he played round 1, didn't he? And then he didn't play till last week, so something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Don't like that.
So Jackson Hateley, he's a first round pick from last year, a 95 and an 85. So it's a pretty simple one, really. He needs to be named alongside Kelly.
Then he's just too hard to ignore, kind of.
I still think I'm going to skip him.
Well, you kind of, unless you're in your position, that's all. Yeah, where you got cash in the bank to sort of upgrade.
I'm thinking about it because I still have Zach Butters, who hasn't done anything for about a month. And
now,
the thing is, next week there's just nobody.
There's nobody on the horizon at all. So, yeah.
I think there's Keaty from Melbourne, but he's not really an option. He's a defender, key defender. So that's another story we can discuss next week. So if Hateley's named in the same team as Kelly, sure, go ahead.
And Whitfield? If Whitfield doesn't get named, but Hateley gets named?
I think Hateley's more inside. I'm not exactly sure.
I agree, but you just never know.
Yeah.
He'd be like in that team right now, he's like 22nd man, so.
Yeah. You just need him to play 3 games and he'll shoot up in price. Ideally more, but he's going to make a fair bit of cash.
Yeah, with that 90 average for sure. So.
And another one we can discuss every week until he gets named is Josh Ratham. So he was pretty good in the waffle, 20-something touches. So West Coast a little bit out of form. Gold Coast gave him a scare, which isn't good for them. But I think
some goal and stuff go.
I can't remember, to be honest.
You keep talking.
All I know is Rotham played really well, and Rotham would be pressuring his spot. Yep. So if Rotham's named with Ainsworth, and I still think you go for Ainsworth because I think Brisbane want to play him. That's just the vibe I sort of get. I don't think there's anyone really waiting to take Ainsworth's spot, like for like.
Yeah.
So I think so anyway. So you go for Ainsworth over Ratham, but if Rotham's named as well, you can go for both.
Yeah. Yep. Agree with that. Tommy Cole had 16, so that's a bit better than what he dished up the other week.
Yeah, that's okay. I think he had 4, something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Hopefully. We'll see. Anyway, Ainsworth's the pick, so.
Yep. So the chopping block for this week, or the rookies, what do we do with some rookies?
Yep.
And also some mid-prices that are in your team.
Yeah, I'll put them there.
So Sam Collins, see you later.
Go on, yeah, I got rid of him last week, but if you still have him, it's time to go.
Yep. Probably could hold him if you want, but if you want to get rid of someone, it's...
Yeah, that'd be the number one trade. Collins
Yep.
Ainsworth, I would suspect.
Zach Butters might need a spell in the 2s, or just a spell in general, because he looks pretty cooked at the moment.
Yeah.
Break even 72, he's going to lose cash if he plays. So you get rid of him if you can.
Yeah, wouldn't mind him getting dropped, actually.
Yeah, hopefully he does. Clark from Geelong in defence, not going to make a whole much more money. Yeah, I would he's one you want to get rid of if Ainsworth and Ratham come through. Ainsworth should.
Yep.
So Willem Drew. So Ollie Wines fractured I think it was his ankle.
And played with it, apparently.
That would explain his kicking that night. So I wanted to get rid of Drew this week, and I don't think I can now because Drew's a pretty solid on-field option up forward with no Ollie Wines in the team. And I saw Drew, it was against the Crows reserves, or in a JLT game.
Yeah.
Or it was a trial game, I think, actually. Or JLT, I can't remember which exactly. And Drew was BOG. We went head-to-head with Brad Crouch, and he beat him. But Brad Crouch was a little underdone then.
Yeah,
so I would hold Drew if you can. So what about you?
Yeah, I'll hold him. I mean, not definitely. If you needed the cash because he's, up there in price at the moment, I'd still consider it. But for me, yeah, I'm holding him right now. So.
Yeah, Italian Stallion, Petrocelli. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's getting to that point now, break even 59. And I'm pretty sure he's only scored over 50 or 59 or 60 is the 100. And besides that, they're all below. So, yeah.
Pretty expendable.
He is expendable. And, I mean, really, there's only Corbett as an option down there. So, it depends. Ainsworth's number 1, so I'd be trading a back rookie to him. And, yeah, Petrocelli's only an option as a double downgrade, really.
Yep. And Gibbons, you never know what you're going to get with Gibbons. Mostly he's not getting the role he wants. Plus he plays Carlton. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 0 touches against, not Carlton, he plays Collingwood.
Yeah,
so
true.
He won't get 0 touches, but he could score anywhere between 10 and 50, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe he plays midfield, I don't know, but probably not. So yeah, he can go if you want.
Yep.
Now, Sam Walsh, if you asked me this last week, I would have said you're crazy for trading him. But I would say he plays the Collingwood and the Giants. He's only played one top 8 team so far, which was Port Adelaide, and he scored about 80-something against them. And Carlton were pretty competitive that game. Port let their guard down a fair bit. But respect Carlton, they played well that game as well. I'm getting rid of Walsh this week for Nathaniel Fife.
Are you? Okay.
Now, he's averaging 90... Is it 95? 97? Something like that.
95, yeah.
So I think I explained this on my weekly video where everyone above me pretty much has Walsh, I assume. So my play is I hope that he does bad against 2 of the best teams in the comp, which might not happen, I understand that. And he will drop a bit of cash, and I'll cash him in at a healthy 50k before Fife plays Fremantle. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
But he actually has a decent fixture during the bye round, so he's going to be a solid one to hold through the byes. Do you have any thoughts on that trade or what to do with Sam Walsh?
Yeah, I saw all this chat in Twitter and a lot of considering it. I do like it to get a leg up. You know what I mean? You just gotta, if you're doing the trade, you kind of gotta hope he goes under 90, under 80 really
Yeah.
for the next 6 weeks because I punched in a 90 average up until his bye, and he pretty much will stay smack bang on 450k, which I'm happy with. So I'm backing him in to do that. I'll be holding him for sure. It's just if he keeps pumping 90s in my midfield, it's just one less thing to worry about. And I'll look to upgrade elsewhere and just try and get him to M8, until he's bye.
Yeah,
That's my
completely.
thoughts.
Yeah, that's completely fair. No, I think the smarter thing to do is hold him.
It's all
Should-
luck this game, mate. He scores a 50 and then you're laughing, and then I'll have to probably trade him out. But yeah,
Yeah, hopefully
I'm
for my
back.
sake, that'd be great.
He's got a tank. I'm banking on him to he just gets touches, mate. So yeah, we'll see how he
Yeah.
goes.
And Charlie Constable. So I'm not sure if he plays if Dangerfield's out this week, which we don't know until possibly the last minute.
Yeah, guys got the all clear, so there's a spot. Did he
Yep.
can't get him?
So I think Constable might be a late in. I'm not sure he gets named. He's done nothing wrong all year. So I think I'm still going to hold him. I think if I could trade him, I would trade him up, but I'm a bit tight for cash. So if I wanted to double upgrade, it would have to be Drew and Walsh for me, but I can't do Walsh and Constable. So I'm going to hold him on the bench and hopefully he gets a game because he just needs to play one game to make 30k.
Yeah,
So,
no worries.
so you holding him as well?
I actually traded him last week, so
Oh, for real?
yeah,
Was he part of getting Lloyd in?
yeah, he was.
That's right, yeah. So yeah, hopefully he comes back because he's one of the best rookies, but it's just he's not getting games, which doesn't make him one of the best rookies, I guess. So yeah, hopefully he plays for my sake anyway. Now, the mid prices, Tom Liberatore and we'll say Bread Crouch as well. So Libba, I think I would trade Libba as a priority. His break-even's very high and his role is now questionable. I don't think I want to deal with that. No, thank you. So I would be getting rid of him. But he still can come good, but yeah, that high break-even is doesn't look pretty. So what are your thoughts on Libba?
No, it doesn't look pretty, but I'm actually considering backing him in just for one more week, and hopefully he gets like a 110, 120. I know most people probably won't do that, but if he averages, if he just gets back to his 100 scoring, he can sort of hold price as well, sort of like Sam Walsh. So I just want to hopefully see him back in the midfield because let's be honest, he's not a forward. So,
But neither is Dunkley.
no, Dunkley deserves his spot in there, but someone else needs to get out or play forward because Liver's clearly not a forward. He's a bloody inside mid tackling machine. So I don't know.
He hasn't looked likely to me.
No,
So
it's Brisbane down in Ballarat, so I'm backing him and McRae to go nuts. And if not, I'll bite the bullet the week after.
that's fair enough. If he does come good, then he'll look like a master hold, I guess.
Yep.
A master play. Anyway, Brad Crouch. So you have Brad Crouch. Are you getting fed up or what?
I am, just because he's getting so much of the pill, but not turning into a score. But again, I think I'm just going to hold him. His break even's only 107, so see what he can do in the showdown against Drew again.
Yep.
See if he can get revenge.
I'd definitely be backing him in.
Yeah.
He's done very well for not the greatest preseason, so
Crow's looking a bit better too. So
definitely. So yeah, I had 4 Crows in my team at one point, so I was getting pretty worried. But yeah, they've turned it around, so it's been good.
Yep.
So the captains for this week, So we have the usuals, Grundy, Neil, Cripps. Cripps played Collingwood last year. One game he was tagged by Pendlebury, and Pendlebury was probably the only person to ever beat Cripps one-on-one. But the next game, they didn't go with that, and Cripps scored 189.
Collingwood. Okay.
So I'm thinking... So Neil also plays the Dogs, but they play at the same time.
Yeah.
So
McRae. Well, who are you these teams? Just so I know who not to.
I've captained, vice-captained McRae 4 weeks straight.
Can you not now? Then I can. It goes big.
It hasn't worked once because he's pretty much Cripps has beaten him nearly every week.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to do it again, but I think
honest, it's really been that big VC score that we've missed out on, like a big one that someone's gone bang and like a 180 yet. So
I think Gorn's had a few big ones, but other than that, not like a 180 or anything like that. But yeah, we haven't missed those, I don't think.
Yeah.
Apart from Neil's.
Yeah, early on, yeah.
So for me, it's Grundy if Cruiser doesn't play. Grundy against Phillips is going to be a bit of a joke of a ruck battle. So Grundy 100% BC without Cruiser. Otherwise, I will go Cripps BC into Fife captain.
Yep, Fife's a good option. Well, the last time I had him captain, I just hate the last game relying on UC. Just so nerve-wracking.
Actually, the last time Fife was captain for me, he scored 40 and got injured.
Yeah, in the last game of the round.
Oh god, that better not happen.
Yeah, there's all those VC options, like you said, around that exact same game time. So pretty much there'll be a few different choices this week. I'm probably going to go McRae again, just as a bit of a pod.
Don't do that.
If you're not, I'm going to.
Oh, fine. Okay.
The option, I don't have many at the end. Like, it's probably Oak or...
Max Gorn into Wits. I just saw that one. I don't mind that.
35, yeah. So you're going to have to be onto that, see how your McRae's going. But they are, though.
I've changed my mind. I'm not going Fife anymore because I just remembered what happened last time. I'm going either Cripps into Gorn or Grundy against no Cruiser into Gorn. Done.
Yep. Pretty simple. No worries.
Okay. I think we can wrap it up there.
Yep.
Should be an interesting week. See if Dangerfield gets up. Otherwise, I'll be fielding the legend, the man himself, Noah Bolter.
Actually, hopefully he doesn't then, and I can field.
No. Bolter's going to score 100 this week. Bookmark it.
Not a chance.
But yeah, thanks for joining me again, Enno. Pleasure as always.
No worries, mate. Catch you later.
No worries. See you guys next week.